Louisiana Beer Reviews, Farmer's Tan Cream Ale. This is from Talking Waters Brew Pub of Minnesota. Founded in 2016. It says 5.8% alcohol. Now my notes said 5.6, so it might be a range that, because the bottle says 5.8. It says brewed and packaged at Brow Brothers Brewing Company of Marshall, Minnesota, for Talking Waters Brewing Company, Montevideo, Minnesota. So contract brewed, independent brewer anyway. But a lot of these little brew pubs, they have their brewery on the restaurant location, and they'll sell their stuff on draft. But for bottle and can, they'll contract it out because they don't really have enough capacity to do their own stuff for store sales. And this bottle was sent to me by Dr. Dave in Ohio. Thank you, Dr. Dave, for sending this. I really appreciate this gift and a bunch of others he sent me. So I don't think I've ever heard of Talking Waters. Although that T and W, it sort of looks familiar, but I don't recall. So, nice smoke, water vapor, poured in this clean Sapporo premium beer glass. You get a very thick, slightly off-white head, and it is a hazy, definitely hazy, bubbly, I guess that's golden appearance. Looks like some orange gold as the light hits it, perhaps. Sediment, it's dim light. It's a very overcast day. No, it's just a haze, but no sediment chunks that I can make out. Alright, so I've had some good cream ales and I've had some that really weren't good, but let's hope this one is good. My favorite, I guess, is Genesee Cream Ale. It's the one I remember the most because I've had it the most. I remember it the best because I've had it the most. Yeah, and they said they add a little honey to this. And it's also using Liberty hops. It's very bready and yeasty, and perhaps I'm picking up honey. Yeah, almost like honeycomb cereal. I think isn't that an oat-based cereal? All right, let's go with the taste. Cheers. It's a little bread, like white bread. It has a little of that. There's some noticeable bitterness. I would think the IBUs are around 20. Say 2.5 out of 5 hop cones. Sweetness. 2 out of 5 sugar cubes. The body's medium. There's a slight, very tiny bit of slickness in the mouthfeel. And the finish is dry. Well, certainly a very unusual cream ale. Like with cream ale, I usually think of a little more sweetness, like you get with cream sherry, the sweetness, or like with Genesee cream ale, it almost tastes like a Duncan Hines cream cheese frosting taste. It's strange, but this is nothing like that. So the bitterness is unusual for a cream ale. Not tasting any honey. No, I'm not tasting any. I guess it's kind of the same shade as the label, or some of the shades. It's in a bottle, not in a can. These days you hardly see a craft beer in a bottle. Don't know what the cost is. It's unusual, but it's interesting. It's a very interesting beer, and it's unique. It doesn't taste like anything I'm just thinking, what does this taste like? Have I had this flavor before? I don't think I have. I don't know if it's exactly exciting and new, but it's interesting and new. New for me. I think it's the kind of beer that at first you would think, it's not that good, it's kind of bland and so forth. And then if you had a 6-pack and then the next one you tasted, you would say, oh, I hadn't noticed this aspect before on it. And then by the time you got to the 6th bottle, you'd say, this is really a great beer. It's so subtle, or demure, as one of the old beer reviewers used to say. And yeah, I think it's going to be like that. But I'm going to start off at a low A. I can't climb, unfortunately, because I've got but one bottle. So, but I think I'm going to go with 90 out of 100. A minus. Excellent, just getting into excellent, but I think it could climb, but this is just a one-shot thing. But anyway, I am very pleased with it, and I think you would be probably pleased with it, but you would at least, if that didn't happen, at least you'd be interested in it, you'd find it interesting. So Laissez-les Bon Temps Relais, an interesting, somewhat excellent beer, and I'm going to end this review by saying y'all go to Minnesota and tour the Brow Brothers. They probably pronounce it Brow Brothers. Brow Brothers Brewing Company.